Well,
Hey man, he was strong. What's up, man?
yeah.
What's your favorite Pokemon? Both of you.
And for your characters.
Yeah.
I don't do the Pokemon. This is the thing. I didn't play Pokemon, and then I was at a con. I mean, I know Pikachu, of course.
I know, we don't know Pikachu, but...
Yeah. And then, what's up? And then I was at a con, and it was the World Championships of Pokemon, right? Over in DC. And then I was hanging out with these World Championship dudes, and they were breaking down the game to me. And now they're like, because I travel with a Sony Vita, and they're like, psh, you gotta get a DS, man. You need to get on this Pokemon thing.
I don't know, but I want to know what you thought. Oh, that's why you asked.
That's
awesome.
a Korra one right there.
That's
So
cool.
cool. Oh my gosh, I'm so shamed by not knowing. That's fantastic. Is that here? Did you do
No,
that?
I bought it here.
Is you bought here?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So one artist.
Okay, yeah, we only barely got to kind of explore Artist Alley. We gotta go back.
Well, yeah, we gotta go back and shop.
I know somebody who could make
Questions?
Pokemon.
Yes.
Can you say my father taught me a permanent lesson on my face?
My father taught me a permanent lesson on my face. I know. I read all these poems, these Avatar poems. You know, they're fun. Questions? Yes. No.
Before you got in like Prince Zuko mode, you look in the mirror and you're like, you're on fire.
No, I cannot. No, you know, I don't know. You know, the thing about it when you act is like the things turn to like cool characters later on, which is awesome. But you can never think about it in the moment.
Yeah, you're not thinking of yourself iconically when you're getting ready
Ever.
for something, I don't think.
Yeah,
Hopefully. If you are, you might have a problem.
You're in trouble. This is the thing. I tell young actors, like, you know, because a lot of time young actors are always concerned about what they look like or what the other person's doing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, when we're acting, I'm like, this is the deal, man. I just did a film with this one cat's first film, and I was like, the second you're thinking about what you look like and you're over here, you're fucking up. Not that way, just saying we're doing bad acting. It's not just you, all of us. We need to be here doing this thing, telling this story of this scene, and trying to unravel the truth of whatever's going on for both of us. The second, when we're over here looking at it going, oh man, I wish she would do this to my hair. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now you're out of the scene. Like the second you think like, I'm gonna be this badass dude, it's hard, you know, like you drop out of the scene. That's why sometimes I always admire, as much as people like to crack on like big like action heroes like the Tom Cruises and those kind of dudes, they gotta kick through a door. I recently had to do that. I kick through the door and be like, I'm here. It's crazy. Like, how do you do that? And I kept laughing as I did it. Like,
that's why I'm saying I would never be on Game of Thrones, because I feel like that world is real for me in a way that I don't want to go to the other side and be on camera.
But the great thing about Game of Thrones is they're gonna.
I saw one of your dragons. I feel like I would immediately start laughing and be like, you guys.
Yeah, we would do that if we were in this room in like Arizona, but when they fly you to Europe, some cold place, and they put a big ass steel sword in your hand, and you have furs on, and then you're like, you come from behind the rock. You're trudging through the snow, and the camera's there, and you're like, I saw your dragons.
What about like, I can only act if you play the music of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
In a little thing in my ear, so I can like.
That's
feel
the great
like
thing
it's real.
about film acting, you guys, is like, the hardest acting you're gonna do sometimes is in the room trying to get the job, pretending that you're in some place and you're actually in a casting director's office.
And you're acting opposite someone who's like,
may not be great.
I have cancer.
Right. Then you have a chair. The chair
like,
is your only thing. The only problem is the chair.
Yeah.
You're doing a war thing, you're like, so that stuff you're acting your ass off. But then when you're on the set, and you have all the gear on, whether it be a war thing or a Game of Thrones thing, you have the guns, and they put you in this world, all of a sudden you don't have to act as much because you're like, it's here.
Side note, green screen, so
That
much
sucks.
green screen now. That's tough, being just in a room with nothing except your costume.
We're not
That's
doing
kind of
that.
rough.
That's horrible. Look what happened to the Star Wars.
Yeah, but a lot of it's, I think they're
It's
doing it
changing.
better now. Yeah.
They're changing because they're saying it doesn't work as well. You know, like that's the great thing about Hook is like one of the last films that got built where there was no green screen. Like all that stuff. Like when you walked into one of the sound stages, there was a big ass pirate ship in there.
That's true. Isn't that true of the new Star Wars too?
That's
that
what they're
JJ's
trying to go
doing?
back
Like
to.
they're really trying to build out as much as they can, so
Because
it feels
it's a different kind
textual
of thing.
and yeah.
Like literally, when you go into a big sound station with somebody a lot and you see a big pirate ship in water,
That's exciting.
you're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then you go up on it and you play on it and we're doing all this stuff.
That's
and then you feel very sad when they tear it down.
Oh, of course.
Dude, when they tore it down, it was like a death.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hand signals going on.
There's hand signals like we got
We went over, huh?
Wolverine. All right, let's ask Wolverine
No
a
worries.
question. Logan, what's going on? Little Logan. Did what?
Did Mark Hamill do the Joker laugh?
I think he did. We must have asked him to do it in the booth. You know, I did because he played my father, and he was just being crazy. And then I did another show called Zevo 3 where he played the villain, and he did a lot of stuff like that. Just to see Mark work, dude, he's amazing. He's amazing. Makes you think like, there's no way I would ever try the Joker. You know, because you're looking at him do his thing. Have you worked with him yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And I talked to him when I worked with him because he supposedly did this legendary Amadeus performance on Broadway. And I was like, dude, talk to me about that. He told me all about doing Amadeus, and it was crazy. So, it's amazing.
Couple more?
We got a couple more? Yeah?
So, my brother's girlfriend turned into the moon. Any advice?
That's rough, buddy. I do love that little moment. Any last questions?
We have time for maybe about one more question.
Go ahead. We started with you, we're ending with you. That's kind of how it happens.
You're like really super sweet, and I didn't mean to ignore you when I was talking to Dante earlier. Like,
That's okay. I'm a huge fan of Dante, so anytime someone asks him a question that you see, I feel like this whole, yesterday too, I feel like all you saw is the side of my face, because I'm just like... And what else, Dante? And what else?
my main question is, and you probably gotten this question a million times, but for someone that's just getting into voice acting, what are your biggest tips? Like for someone that doesn't have an agent, you know, if someone's starting out on, you know, one foot, what is your greatest tip?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'm happy to try to be an emissary for people who really are kind of experts at that. D. Bradley Baker, do you guys know who that is? He's like in every single thing ever. He's amazing. He does all the, in addition to doing, you know, human characters, he does all the all the animals in both Avatar and Korra. I think he has a website called howtobeavoiceactor.com.
Yep.
And it's super, super helpful. So anything I say here is probably going to be said even better on that website. He really, I love that he put that together. It's such a great resource. Beyond that, I always say it really is never a bad idea to take an improv class. I just think I would recommend that to anyone, even if you don't want to be an actor. I just think it's a really great exercise in being a human being and and staying in the moment and surrounding yourself, you know, with situations and responding to them really quickly and stuff. But, and then, you know, I think, you know, don't be too proud to work with a coach. I did, you know, at the very beginning, and it really helped me because I think people who are really good at voiceover, especially people who do voiceover that isn't even acting with other people, that's just talking, they say over and over, like, it's so important for you to feel like, who's your audience? Like, who are you talking to? Talk to a friend. You know, don't just talk out into like, I'm an announcer, you know, make it personal. And I think that's a really good thing to have, like, really drilled in by a coach. And then the other thing I would say is, I always say try to find people who are, because so much great stuff happens online now, and it can happen wherever you are in the United States or the world, is find people who are interested in making stuff, you know, find animators, go to a college and say, listen, I want to do voice work. If you have something you want me to do, I will work on finding the perfect voice for you. And just, you know, surround yourself with people that personally, I feel like I've been really lucky to be surrounded by people who I think are way more brilliant and creative than I am, because that lifts me up. That makes me want to be better. It makes me want to, you know, grow. And I don't ever want to be the person in the room that's like, I'm the best one here. To me, that's death. You know, I want to be like in awe of the people I work with. And I think I've been really lucky to do that, including with this young man.
Thank you. Also, just to add to that, is no better time in the history of the world than for creatives to be creative with the of the onslaught of social media and the technology. I've met so many people around this country, or let alone around the world, that have created their own careers and everything by just from their living room. And so I would always tell young people that want to do art, and filmmakers, or voiceover actors, or just figure out a way to do it, and do it a lot. You know what I'm saying? The thing about art, like anything else, we forget about it, is what you do most of the time is what you are. So if you want to be an artist, create art every day, a few times a week, put it out there. You're only going to get better.
Yeah, and also and this is, I have to tell this to myself sometimes too, is that I think the flip side of that is that you feel sometimes like there's so much, what's gonna make mine stand out? Why would mine be special? Why would mine get noticed? And I think don't worry about that to start. Do you know what I mean? You do not make something because you think someone will find it. Make it because you need it to be out there, even if 2 people see it. Because that, Dante and I like to talk about truth and honesty in art a lot. And it's not to say that marketing doesn't become important later, or that you don't want to, try to think of ways to get your stuff out there, but don't start with that. And I think it's really easy to go to that place of to not start at all, because you're like, there's so much out there already. Or to think, well, I better find the thing no one's doing, and then that feels artificial. It's like, find your voice, and the rest will follow, because if you start from a place of dishonesty, you're not going to be satisfied no matter what the outcome is, because you'll feel like a fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you make stuff that's not you, you'll be like, well, I kind of just wanted to make this thing that I thought everyone would like, and now everyone likes it, and I'm like,
you make
I don't
something
like
because
it,
you like
know?
it, it'll never be a waste if you're doing something because you want to do it.
Yeah.
That should always be the first.
Yeah, and then you have, and then you've got 10 things that you shot, or you've got 5 minutes of something you think is really special. Then start asking the questions like, how do I get this out there? Who do I talk to? Who can I connect with? That da 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 da. But have the truth of it first.
And the good thing about it, since you'll know this, just give yourself some comfort, is, you got to get good at what you want to do. So it doesn't matter if no one sees the first few things, because you're in the process of getting good at what you do. You actually only want them to see you once you're really good.
Yeah, and also, just because you have a measure of success doesn't mean that you don't still worry that you're going to fail. That's a lot of Hollywood is, I remember reading Meryl Streep in an interview years ago. She was like, I always feel like I'm never going to get a phone call again after every job I do. And I honestly believe she means that. I don't think that she's just like, whatever. She's like a great lady.